Above our heads, orbiting silently through the vacuum of space, lies a growing danger. It's invisible to the naked eye, yet it's everywhere, hurtling at speeds faster than a bullet, threatening satellites, astronauts, and space missions alike. This danger is not a hostile enemy. It's not an asteroid. It's not an alien ship. It's something we created. It's called space debris. From dead satellites and spent rocket stages to fragments of paint and screws, our planet's orbit has become a celestial junkyard. Over 170 million pieces of debris, from tiny flakes to school bus-sized remnants, circle the Earth at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour. Each one is a potential missile in space. And with every launch, the problem worsens. More satellites, more boosters, more debris. The question now is not whether space junk is a problem, it's whether we can solve it. One idea, bold and futuristic, stands out. Can we use lasers to clean up space? Space debris, also known as orbital debris or space junk, is any man-made object in orbit that no longer serves a useful function. This includes defunct satellites, broken fragments from past collisions, old rocket stages, and debris left over from anti-satellite weapons tests. In low Earth orbit, where most communication, weather, and Earth-observing satellites operate, these fragments whip around the planet at speeds of up to 28,000 kilometers per hour. At those speeds, even a paint chip can pierce metal. A bolt can shatter a spacecraft. A collision can trigger a cascade effect, breaking up satellites into even more debris in what's known as the Kessler syndrome. The International Space Station has had to perform dozens of maneuvers to avoid debris. In 2009, a defunct Russian satellite collided with an operational Iridium satellite, creating thousands of new fragments. Every incident increases the risk of more. The stakes are rising, and if left unchecked, space could become so cluttered with debris that launching rockets, or even safely operating satellites, would become increasingly dangerous. In a world increasingly threatened by orbital chaos, the concept of using lasers to clear space debris sounds like something from a science fiction novel. But it's not fantasy, it's science, and it's being seriously explored by researchers, engineers, and space agencies around the world. The basic idea is elegant. Use high-powered ground-based or space-based lasers to target debris, either vaporizing tiny fragments or gently nudging larger objects out of orbit. By heating one side of a tumbling piece of debris, a laser can create a minuscule amount of thrust. That thrust, though tiny, can gradually slow the object down, causing it to re-enter Earth's atmosphere and burn up harmlessly. For larger objects, the goal isn't destruction but orbital adjustment, pushing them just enough to change their trajectory, avoid collisions, or lower them into decaying orbits. It's a delicate balance between precision and power. The vision is bold. A global network of laser stations, quietly working in the background to keep our orbital highways clean and safe. The first type of system under serious study is ground-based laser stations. Massive installations on Earth equipped with powerful lasers capable of firing into space. These stations would track debris in low Earth orbit, targeting pieces under 10 centimeters in size. Countries like Japan, Germany, and Australia have been developing experimental ground lasers for this purpose. One proposed system by Japan's Riken Institute would use a sodium guide star laser to precisely track debris, followed by a secondary, high-intensity laser pulse to apply thrust. The advantage of ground-based systems is that they can be maintained and powered easily. But there are limitations: atmospheric distortion, weather interference, and the challenge of accurately targeting fast-moving debris from hundreds of kilometers away. Still, Ground-based lasers could be a first line of defense, a way to gradually clear smaller debris before it becomes a larger threat. To overcome the limitations of Earth-based systems, some researchers propose taking the fight to space. Space-based laser platforms would orbit the Earth alongside the debris, giving them direct access to targets with no atmospheric distortion. Imagine small satellites equipped with solar-powered lasers, autonomously patrolling orbital lanes and cleaning up debris in real time. These systems could be deployed to high-risk zones, reducing the chance of collisions and extending the lifespan of vital space infrastructure. However, space-based lasers bring their own challenges. Launch costs are high. The systems must be highly reliable, autonomous, and durable in the harsh environment of space. And there are geopolitical concerns as well. Space lasers, even if designed for cleanup, could be perceived as weapons, raising fears of militarization. The line between space maintenance and space warfare is razor-thin and must be navigated carefully. While the idea of laser debris removal is compelling, it's not without serious technical hurdles. For one, lasers need a clear line of sight and extremely accurate tracking. Debris spins, tumbles, and varies widely in material and reflectivity. Focusing a beam precisely on a small, fast-moving object requires advanced sensors, real-time modeling, and incredibly responsive optics. There's also the matter of power. To apply meaningful thrust to a piece of debris, even just enough to change its orbit, requires a powerful laser pulse sustained for seconds or minutes. That means vast amounts of energy, especially for larger debris. And there's the risk of fragmentation. Hit the wrong object with too much energy, and you might shatter it, creating dozens or hundreds of smaller, more dangerous fragments. This is why most laser concepts focus on small debris, using gentle nudges over time, rather than explosive blasts. Beyond the technology lies another layer of complexity: international law and ethics. Space debris does not belong to no one. Even defunct satellites and rocket bodies remain the property of the country or company that launched them. Under the Outer Space Treaty, one nation cannot unilaterally interfere with the objects of another, meaning laser cleanup efforts must navigate a web of diplomatic agreements and permissions. There are also concerns about dual-use technology. A laser designed to clean up debris could, in theory, be used to disable or destroy satellites. Even peaceful laser systems could raise suspicions, especially in an era of growing tensions in space. The future of orbital cleanup may depend not just on engineering, but on trust, cooperation, and global governance. The sky is no longer the limit. It's shared real estate, and we must protect it together. The promise of space was once defined by infinite possibility. But now, our orbit is growing crowded, chaotic, and dangerous. The very tools that allowed us to explore the cosmos, rockets, satellites, stations, have left a trail behind them. And now, the question is, how do we clean up after ourselves? Lasers may offer a way forward, a future where focused light becomes our orbital broom. A future where we don't just reach for the stars, but care for the path that takes us there. Whether ground-based or in orbit, laser cleanup systems represent the best of what humanity can do when science meets foresight. They are a symbol not just of technological power, but of responsibility to the future of space exploration and to the safety of those who depend on it. Above us, the problem spins silently in the dark. But now, at last, we may have the tools to shine a light and sweep it away.